Welcome back to the Thrill of the Fight 2 YouTube page. Today we're going to be talking about the two different game modes we have. Whenever Thrill of the Fight 1 came into play, room scale was the only option. There wasn't a joystick motion. Whenever you move with your actual feet, that's how you move in the game. But now that we have Thrill of the Fight 2, it's kind of funny to see that joystick players, stationary players, are the most common player. Most people don't play in room scale, most people play with joystick, and whether that's because that's your personal preference or maybe that's because of the space that you have, I'm going to go over both of them and tell you the pros and cons of each one to see what best suits you, because maybe you just don't know what you don't know. So today, I'm going to educate you on the two game modes that you can pick inside of Thrill of the Fight 2. So the second you load into the game, you're going to be jumped immediately to calibrate your headset for your height, and then immediately asking you what movement options you want to go with, whether it's standing mode or room scale. If you have enough space, room scale is always what I would recommend. It's where you can actually benefit from using your footwork and hitting angles and actually moving at the speed that you would like. You're not going to rely on the speed of the joystick, you're going to rely on the speed of your body, which can improve over time, which is extremely exciting. And then you jump over to standing mode, where you stand in a circle on the ground, you punch in one single direction, and you use either your left or your right joystick to move around. So you see, whenever I choose room scale, it gives me my whole entire area. The green border around me is going to be my entire area. But when I go to standing, I have a little box here. So there is a minimum requirement for your room scale. It has to be at least 5'6" by 3'11". And if you're playing room scale, you can actually adjust your safety margin. So you can bring it further away from, let's say, a wall or a TV or a bed, or you can really flirt with your border and make it pretty minimal. So you can use the most of your space. Maybe you play mixed reality and you can see your walls and everything around you, so you don't mind having a pretty small safety margin. Standing mode actually has a few more options. There's a circle around you that's simulating your barrier. You can actually do the same thing here. You can make it very big. You can make it very small. You can change the edge of your distance where your standing mode avatar is allowed to go to. You can even change what hand you're going to move around with your movement, whether that's your left joystick or your right joystick. Now, this one's a big one. Sometimes you don't really have the space to really, pivot out and turn, or whether that is a full circle that you need to do, or whatever it is, sometimes you just don't have the space. So this features an auto turn. Not only can you stay stationary, throw punches in one direction, feeling safe because when you're in standing mode, you don't have to move your feet. You can move with the joystick. But if you have trouble with the room when it comes to turning, you can turn on auto turn. What that's going to do is automatically face your opponent while they're moving. You can even change your movement style, whether it's relative to the headset or relative to the opponent. If you ever feel like you just don't know which one you like more, which one you're going to prefer, whether you have the space or not, go into a match like this. I'm in standing mode. I very rarely use a joystick, so I'm going to try it out. See how it goes, I can just test it out to see how I feel with it, see how things are going, see this is what I prefer, or maybe I need to do a round of this, and then maybe switch to the room scale, because that's what I prefer here. So you see, now I'm in standing mode, I don't have to move my feet, and I am moving, and I'm pretty aware of my space. My feet aren't moving, so I know if my radius at the beginning was fine, then it's going to be fine now. And now we get to look at room scale, where I actually get to move my feet. This feels so much better for me personally, as long as you have the space. I can actually circle this guy, with my actual motion. I can actually hit quick angles, boom, boom. So it's, for me, way more freedom with the room scale. So if you have the space, not only do you use a little bit more cardio, obviously, right? Because you're on your toes, you're moving around, you're actually slipping and moving, but you actually get to use real boxing movements and benefit from that rather than the joystick. So if you want my personal opinion, is that room scale is going to be way more beneficial for you. But if you just don't have the space, luckily there's standing mode. So let me know your favorites. What do you typically play with? I have maybe played with joystick a handful of times in my entire life, but maybe it's just my preference. What do you think? What's your preference? And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed.